I'm Greg. This is Monique. We heard about Dr. RJ last year at the Westminster Westminster Fair.
Yeah.
It was a booth that he had set up, and we went over and saw him and started talking and found out there's a couple points of interest between church and CrossFit, and that was kind of the start of the kind of friendship relationship. And then it was the following week we came in for our x-rays.
I had major headaches, neck and back pain, and then really the focus of us coming was more for our children. We have he's now 5-year-old son with autism. He has a wide variety of disorders in addition to that. And then our, at the time, 15-month daughter wasn't walking, and they were trying to get her into braces, and we thought we would try this to see if it worked, and Greg didn't think there was anything wrong with him. He thought he was perfect, so he came along just for the ride, and then we got the x-rays, and it showed that Greg was actually worse than me.
Yeah, that was fun. But no, the only kind of symptom that I was experiencing was numbness in my left 2 fingers, my left hand. It just seemed to, I equated it to just sleeping on my arm wrong, but find out that it was actually a spine misalignment that was causing it. I mean, it went away. It was kind of a progression or transition where it started. It was just the first night after an adjustment, it was fine, but then the second night it would come back until it was just gradually getting less and less, and then now it's gone unless I miss an adjustment for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it starts coming back.
For Ryan, he's the 5-year-old with autism. Most of the sensory tactile issues that he had before are gone. His proprioceptive awareness is very heightened, and that has been less since we've been coming. When we first started coming to Dr. RJ, he didn't even get adjusted for a long time. He just got his cars adjusted or animals or anything else that he could think of to get adjusted, but not himself. And then
that was huge, just to interject real quickly. That was huge on Dr. RJ's point, because he was building that relationship. He was building that trust with Ryan, who doesn't really like anyone to touch him, and certainly not to be adjusted and contorted in certain ways. But he would just use, I guess, the poker. I'm not sure what it's called.
I don't think he'd like you to call it a poker.
Probably not. But he would use that, and he would just adjust the cars, and he built up the relationship, and then moved on to stuffed animals. Then it just went to Ryan's hand, and then it slowly progressed, and now he's getting adjusted just like we would get adjusted, which has been an amazing journey just within 7-8 months.
Yeah. For a kid that doesn't like to be touched or hugged by like mom and dad, to have him be adjusted by Dr. RJ has been awesome.
Yeah.
And then for Hannah, so she was going to need braces to walk, and that was frustrating to us because we had already put Ryan through braces for his legs, and we didn't want to do that again. And within 6 adjustments, she was walking, and her speech followed right along that. So she was receiving services for walking and services for speech, and now both of those things, she's right at a typical child's age. Yeah. And then for me, I don't have any headaches anymore. Everything has been going really well with that. Yeah. We've changed a lot. We've changed our diet. We've changed just about everything you could think of, our way of thinking and everything after coming here, and it's been all positive changes.
Yeah. I'd say keep an open mind. Yes. A lot of the things that you've heard about from chiropractors, where I only need to go once a month because I only have 10 covered through my insurance company. It's probably the wrong mindset, wrong outlook. Have an open mind, realizing that everything stems from the spine, and so just because you feel fine doesn't mean you are fine. Just keep an open mind and do the 5 essentials that Dr. RJ has laid out on the walls in terms of healthy eating and exercise, and the before adjustments, the after adjustments, positive thinking. Just take all in the heart. Don't just think that you can get by on one.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing for me has been with the kids. It's really weird to have a doctor adjust your children, but we've seen the most growth in them, and I feel like this is the best investment that we could do for our kids. So even though it's expensive, I'm not going to lie, it's not like it's, popping a Tylenol every day. It's expensive, but at the same token, we've seen more results with this than 3 years of therapy for Ryan and 6 months of therapy for Hannah. So,
and we're on less medication now than we were before we started.
no
We're on no
medication.
medication.
So
yeah.
it's all, I mean, it all weighs out in the end. And just because your
Absolutely.
insurance doesn't cover it doesn't mean you shouldn't try it.
Right. Right.
So